Hmong people do. Don't give up now, we'll be there soon.
My name is Wanda Vu, and I'm the ED of Virginia Cross Mountain. We're a service that provide recovery and mental health support, and we're just so happy to be here serving our community today. We're at Arlington Hills Center, and we want to thank the Arlington Hills Center and the director, Teresa Littles, for giving us the space to service over 600 people today. So if you want to follow me, we can show you how our operation works today. So we have prepackaged items from all the people that registered. And then we also had a little bit extra toys for individuals who are walking in. Yep. And then so these are all our helpers for the day. They're going to be sorting the numbers and bringing it out to the people. No, they didn't do it yet. And then out here we have our drive-through lineup. We got the folks looking at people's numbers and figuring out their names, and then we will bring the toys out to them. And so it's been a really good day, and we're so happy the weather's nice. And just want to thank everyone for being here. Hi, how are you? Good job. Thanks for coming by. Yes. So we had originally had a forms that sent out because we were doing Toys for Tots today for this winter. And so I want to also say thanks to Toys for Tots for providing us with 300 families with toy. But however, our list had grown overnight because we knew that a lot of families still needed support. And so because of that, we didn't want to disappoint the community that have already signed up on our list. So with the additional 300 folks, we decided to start a toy drive and ask the community for support. And the community has shown us so much love and support. We had so much toy come through that we're able to service all 600 families this year.
Wow.
So we're really happy about servicing our community, giving back, and letting them know that we are here to be there for them.
Yeah, and so you guys are going to be distributing toys all day today.
Yep.
You've got your teams, and is your team here all just volunteers?
Mm-hmm. So we have a few staff, but most of the people here today helping us are volunteers, and they see the purpose and the cause that we want to strive for, and we want to bring community together. So we want to show them that we're here to stay and we're here to support.
All right, you guys. So we have another special guest with us today, Tria from BAM. She is the program facilitator, and she is also a peer recovery specialist. So Tria, can you tell us a little more about you, what you do with BAM, and kind of why you give back?
So I met Wanda a couple years ago, a little bit right before the pandemic. And it was really funny because my niece, she introduced me to the women's group. And I'm like, I don't need this group, right? Because it was more for people in recovery. And to me, at that time, recovery was like, drug abuse or using another form of drugs. So I'm like, I don't think so. But when I did reach out to Wanda, she said, if you're impacted by it, right? So even though we are in recovery, like alcohol or, because that's a lot of, I guess, our drug in our community where, you go to any event program, they do a lot of drinking. So she said, if you're impacted by someone that is abusing and using, that you can still be part of this women's group because it's technically not just for recovery, but, it's to empower women. So I said, I guess I can come. And it was via Zoom, right? Yeah. So I went to a few of them and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And I'm like, oh, this is a really good way to advocate for yourself, hear other women, their struggles, and some of their life experience. You can apply that into you. And, so I was inspired by that. And that's how I started. And then when Wanda, she always talk about it. She's like, you know what, Tria, one of these days, this is what I'm going to do. You need to go get certified, to be a peer recovery specialist. And I'm like, I really don't know exactly what that is. But, and my impact was my baby sister. She was really using, and rest her soul, she did pass away based on her using. And it was really hard because I felt like at one point we weren't able to help her. And then at one point I was enabling her, right? Like I was watching her kids, I was helping her with certain things, and it just gave them more time. And then at one point I felt angry too, because it's like, now you don't care about us, getting to know Wanda, learning and taking the class to become a peer recovery specialist, made me really see that from the eyes of people that really did go through this journey or this path. Sometimes that's not the cause of them using, it's something else. So that's how I became. So I really proud of Wanda, because all this time when I met her and she talked about, I'm gonna do something better, we're gonna be able to help people, and then she comes up with this organization, and I'm like, wow, bridging
Yeah.
across mountains, I love it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're also proud of Wanda. Like I've Wanda and I are like family friends from like a long time ago. And then we used to work together. And then she's always talked about this
yeah,
and creating like BAM. At the time there wasn't a name yet, but she talked about like doing something like this.
yeah,
And to see her follow through with this, and then now we're here today at her toy drive, getting ready to give out toys to 600 plus families. She's got staff, volunteers, you
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
like seeing it all come together is so amazing. So shout out to Wanda. We're so freaking proud of you and the work
Yes.
that you do, and bringing everybody together. But sorry,
No.
back to you. Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to make sure we give her her flowers, because
actually,
she
I'm
is
really proud of her too,
yeah.
because even though when she's like, you know what, Toys for Tot is, partnering with us, what can we do? And then when she got the list, she's like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what, let's not panic, we can do this. And our team was so small.
Yeah.
And I said, you have to remember that when you think about just yourself, you feel like there's only one of me, right?
Yeah.
But then you have to remember that there's only one of you, but how many people do you know
Yeah.
that are really close to you? You know at least 2 to 3 people that are close to you that can help you. All you have to do is, we just need word of mouth and reach out to the people that are close to us. We have families, friends. And I was telling her, I was like, did the calculation. I'm like, we only need 36. We can collect this in 2 weeks. 36 toys, average a day.
Yeah. 30. Yeah.
But
And
now
we
you
did
have
it.
2,000
Yeah.
toys to give.
Yes,
Wow.
I told her, I said, we can do this. You know?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Tria, you brought up a really important part about substance use, right? You said
Mhm.
it was your sister
Yes.
that used, and you said you kind of enabled her. And I bring this up because, I have family members who have used, right? And I'm not saying like, oh, we enabled them by saying like, here, go use, by
Yeah.
providing the
Yeah.
substances, right? But like you said, you babysat her kids for her,
Mhm.
which allowed her to continue her use, right? Do
Yes.
you mind sharing a little bit about that experience and why you consider that enabling? Because yes, it is in a way, right?
Yes.
But we perceive it as, oh, I'm helping them. Let me unburden their load.
Yes. So she ended up in the system with her children, right? With CPS, they got involved. And then at one point they were displaced, and then they came back, and then we went to court, and she eventually got them back. And so she did work really hard. She worked hard. She got sober. But when you still hang around the same people,
Right.
and then your relationship dynamic kind of shifts where you are. She was in a relationship that was abusive. And not only was he abusive to her, he was to her children, because they're not his, right? So when they were displaced again, because I was co-parent through the court, because the judge stated that if I wasn't co-parent, or I didn't agree to co-parent, she wasn't going to receive her kids back. So I agreed to that. And when they were displaced, I'm like, how come they didn't call me? Because I am technically, on the paper, I'm the other parent.
Yeah.
So she came and lived with me and my kids, and I work. So I have older kids at that time, and they would watch the kids, and she would be like, I'm just going to run to the store really quick and I'll be back. And my kids would tell me sometimes she goes and she'll go for hours, or she'll go and then she'll come back right before I get home from work. And it was really hard for me, because the social worker that we were working at that time did ask me, what would you do if you find out your sister is using again? Right. And I said I would report it. And it was really hard, because she's my sister,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But at one point I felt like if I didn't report you, then I am enabling you, because I'm able to watch your kids. And I know we, as parents, we want, 20, 30 minutes in our quiet time for ourselves. And it does get overwhelming because she had a set of twins and then a little younger boy as well. So they are all boys, but she had a set of twins, and man, those kids are
Yeah.
they were like, they have a lot of energy and they were
There's two
still
of
very
them.
young. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, and there were nights where I wake up to check on the kids and the doors would be unlocked because she would leave. And I told her, I said, I'm going to have to report you, because I did ask her, I said, are you using again? And she said no. But the behaviors were there, right? And so I told her, I said, I have to report you because I can't help you. And it's not that you don't want to help yourself, but at this moment, it's really hard for you to reach out for the help. And I can't help you. So I did make the report, and her drug test came back, positive. So she did say to me, you better remember this is your fault, right? And
Yeah.
it was really hard,
crushing.
and it was
That is
sad
hard.
because I said to her, I said, I know it would be my fault
Yeah.
to report you, and we're going through this, but I can't help you anymore.
Yeah.
And then when I went through the course to become a certified peer specialist, a lot of people in my class, a lot of the peers, they were users. And they said sometimes it stemmed from trauma.
Yeah.
Sometimes it stems from, abuse and other things. Or there was a gentleman, he goes, I started out as a recreational drug, and then it became, heavier for him. And I think for my baby sister, our mom passed away when she was really young.
Mhm.
So when my mom passed away, she was only 12. And not only that, the moment that she was unconscious, my sister was the one who did the CPR.
Oh.
So, when we look at those things, at that moment it didn't seem traumatized, but then you have to live with that now. And what if she said she couldn't save our mom? I mean, we'd never really even go
Right.
through that. There was a point after our mom passed and she was going through therapy. She felt like, because she's one of the younger ones, it became like she's gonna watch everybody die now. She's one of the youngest too. And she goes, everybody's gonna die before me now. Now I gotta watch all you die, and then I'm gonna be all by myself. So it stemmed from a lot of things, and then this is how we got here. So
Yeah. Oh gosh, your sister's story is so sad as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she went through her own trauma, which led to her own use.
yeah.
So I want you to speak to our audience who might be the sibling of a user, right?
Yeah.
And what they're going through, and they might be, teetering between having to report versus not wanting to enable, but then wanting to support their family member, who's using. So what would you say to that person?
I want to tell families like that is that if you're coming from a good intention, right? And I know that sometimes it's really hard when you're caring for your siblings or your loved ones, their children, when they're going through this process, um, that you just be mindful that you're there to help them and assist them. And if they can't or they refuse to, and you want to, don't feel bad, right? Don't feel bad about reaching out, giving that support.
Yeah.
I know that it's really hard sometimes because some people feel like fostering their siblings' children, their nieces and their nephews, or even their grandchildren. People will be like, "Oh, you're only doing this because of money." I don't think there's any amount of money that can give the love that child needs.
Exactly.
And I mean, there's times where my nephews are like, "You're not my mom," and I'm like, "I don't want to be your mom." But hey, this is the best that we got right now, right? And kids are gonna be kids. They're gonna test you. They're gonna know that they're in a situation where they have rights, right? You thinking, like growing up in our culture, we know we have rights, but then we respect our parents. And we don't speak back, and we don't exercise that right until we get older. We're out of the house.
Yeah.
But here they teach these kids that you can voice. Your voice comes first. And sometimes these kids, man, they be making up stuff because they know their voice can be heard, right? I'm just gonna say this, and somebody's just gonna hear me, and they're gonna, address it. Man, they can test you. So
I'm sure.
you have to remember that making the report, making that change, or helping your loved ones, it comes with a lot of difficulties, and be open-minded to that,
Yeah.
And if you feel like you can't help in that dynamic, be mindful and, let them know. Because I did let my sister know I'm going to make this report,
Yeah.
and don't let it be a barrier too. Even though they might, like my sister, after she left, we didn't talk for a while until she got back into the hospital, and then we did talk a little bit. But I update her as much as I can,
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that process of like um reestablishing that relationship between you and your sister after that, and talk about I guess how you got over, or the idea of reporting your sister, or like
The guilt.
the guilt of it.
they when we talked, I just remind her that, I know that our mom passed away when she was really young, and our siblings, they're older ones, they're like much older than us, and to have a closer bond, to understand where you're coming from, is really hard. And sometimes there's no one there to advise you and teach you and you grow with, right? And even though we're all growing close to each other, but you have your own life. And at that time I was married, and so it almost felt like nobody was there for her, right? And when we connect back, I remind her that, hey, I did it from a place of, good, right? Because I can't help you, and I don't know how to help you. But at the same time, you have to think about the children, right? When you can't help yourself and you can't help your kids, that leaves your kids trying to grasp for a love, and then they they don't know why you're in this stage, so they act up to say, hey, if I do this, I might get this attention. But it's not that. It's not, because they don't know that you needed help, and they want your attention, they want you as a mom. And it was really hard, I do feel guilty about it, but at the same time, I wanted us to be in a good space, and along with her children, because I don't want her children separated. And in growing up in our family, there was like a lot of us, but at the same time, it didn't seem like there was a lot. Because everybody's relationship, everybody, your spouse comes from a different background, and sometimes certain things doesn't align. So it's not like, at one point we didn't want to separate the kids, we want to keep them together too. In this household, you have certain rules, in this household there's certain rules, and then they don't get to see each other. And when they do see each other, they're like, hey, we can't do this, we can't do that, and then among themselves they also fight, right? So but getting over that, and establishing that with my sister after we met up again, she understood, because your kids are in that safe space. And but it was really hard, because I did end up letting them into the system, because I had kids of my own, and I had 6 at that time, plus her 3 would make 9, and my income at that time, I was a bus driver. So that income wasn't really helping the big family dynamic. But then and also with their behavioral stuff, and because we did find out that my sister did use while she was pregnant with them too, and then she did stop. So there was a lot of complication, a lot of things that plays into this, and they end up with a really nice family, and the twins, they end up in the same household, but the youngest one, he end up with a friend of the family, and they all go to church together. And the setting, and when I met them again, I told this family, I'm like, it's not that we don't want to reach out to them, but it's really hard to regroup the kids back, right? So when you have any kind of disability or anything like that, you go out, you meet somebody, even though these are people that you usually meet, just the change of their pattern of the day, you have to rewire everything.
Yeah.
And so we did end up meeting again, and at Burger King, and then the parents realized, hey, you're right. So we didn't reach out back to them, but I said, if you have any questions, you have my number. You can reach out to me anytime. I have your number. If I want to send anything, I will. And so the boys, the twins, they graduated, and then they did reach out to us. So we did end up getting back together, and they're much better now.
Wow.
They're prosper. I mean, they went to school, they graduated, they have jobs.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm
So
so
this
proud of
was
them.
a while ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the
Okay.
youngest one, he is about 16 right now.
Oh my
So he still has
gosh,
his
Tria.
struggles.
Yeah.
There's certain days where his adoptive mom calls and say, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
And I said,
Oh.
well, we'll do our best, the best that we can. But at the same time, in the situation that we're in as well, right now, like, you would know him best because he did grow up with
Mm.
you. And because he is getting complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teens.
So, yeah.
Teens are tough.
Challenging.
Yeah.
It's
Teens are
But
tough
hard.
at
yeah.
that age.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so in my head I was picturing it like a few years ago, and these are the twins are like little kids, but they're adults.
Yeah, they're adults now.
So
yeah.
you've had to almost kind of carry all of this story with you
Yeah.
this whole time, and it sounds like it's come to such a beautiful place for the twins.
Yes.
Yes, because like if you had continued to kind of keep them with you, we don't know where they would be. Not that you're
Yes,
you're not
yes.
a good
Right.
parent, right? But it's like you had to care for your 6, and then having to care for an additional 3. That's
Yeah.
tough, right?
It was
Mhm.
because with the history of where they with your mom, they need to be, you have to be more attentive to them.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can't just say, oh, like sometimes for my kids, I feel bad too, because there's times where I get home and I'm like, I don't want to cook their sandwiches. Go make your sandwich. But here you have to be attentive to these kids,
Yeah.
and as soon as you're not attentive, man, they got stories to tell.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they come from a very hard place too, right?
Yeah.
With the mom being gone and all that. So it's like if you don't pay attention, they feel
Yeah.
like, oh, well, that's the only person who's supposed to love us. But
Yes.
they don't look at
Yeah.
how they treat us.
Yeah,
Right,
or look
so-
at how they treat me and then their own kids.
Yeah.
Right.
And
it's hard.
it's really hard too, because there's times where when you care for even my own children, if you is more attentive to the other one's like, oh, look at you, you just
Yeah.
favorite, that's your favorite. You're
Yeah.
always hugging him, or as soon as he cries, you give him whatever
Right.
but then
And now they're hypersensitive to
Yeah,
that because
yeah. because of
the
what they
family
yeah,
dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
It's-
really hard too.
yeah.
And I said, I can't give them that 24-hour care,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
attentiveness, with me working with, or as a single parent at that time. So
Yeah.
I said, yes, I give up my rights. But it
Yeah.
was really hard. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really hard.
That's a hard decision.
Yes.
And do you, and at least with the twins now that they're above 18 and like, do you have a relationship with them now, or do you guys keep in contact now, or?
Yes, we keep
Okay.
in contact. They do come to family functions when they
Okay.
can. Because they live in Minneapolis.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when we get a chance to reach out, we reach out to them, and
Okay.
yeah, they're really good. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud
Wow.
of their mom
Yeah.
and the family that they was
Yeah.
placed in and adopted. They did a really good job.
Yeah.
Wow.
And do they ever ask about their birth mother, or do you?
We do tell them as much as we know, whatever they ask
Mhm.
about. We have some pictures, and then I think they are in contact with their biological father right now. Yeah.
So there's a lot of healing going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know when they first told me, they're like, do you think that would be okay? Would that be okay with you? I'm like, you have to ask yourself that question, because
Mm.
that's a door only you can open and close, right? I can tell you no, but then what am I? I don't even know. What if you need that foreclosure? What if you open this and you have a really good relationship when you meet him? So
Mhm.
if you feel like this is somewhere where you're comfortable in your life and you want to, go right ahead. Yeah, you shouldn't feel bad about how we feel or how anybody else will
And I
feel.
can imagine they're asking because you were such a big part of their life
Yes.
too, and they
Yeah.
don't want you to feel hurt from it.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you have such a big heart to like open your doors for your niece and nephews.
Yeah. It was really hard because there's times, man, when they tell me I'm not their mom, I'm like, man,
Oh,
if
man,
I'm
it's gotta
your
be
mom,
crushing.
oh my goodness, you would just be like my kids. I will whoop you.
Yeah.
Right?
As a mom, I
Yeah.
believe in whooping.
Yes. Yeah. I know that was one of the questions when we started with relative foster care. They asked me, they're like, do you believe in whooping? I'm like, yeah. I'm not saying that I'm just gonna whoop my kids for no reason, but if that discipline calls for that, they will get that. You know, if it calls for a timeout or other area, yes. But if that calls for that
A
whooping,
spanking.
yep,
I
you
believe
gonna
in
get
a
it.
good spanking.
Yeah,
I believe
mean,
in
my
a-
parents did it to us, and we survived.
Yeah, I'm like, as long as you don't punch me with a closed fist.
Yeah,
Like you whip my butt because I said something disrespectful. I did something rude. Yeah, I deserve to get whooped.
That's right.
You know what?
I wasn't like, I'm a father now. I have 3 young daughters, and so at first I was kind of like, no, but and now I've been like giving them the stern voice,
Yeah.
and now they're like afraid of me, and I'm almost like that stern voice is probably, I don't know, it's like worse than if I were just at that moment give them maybe a stern whooping. I there would be less of a fear, but now it's, I don't know. So now it's like changing now as I'm going through this whole parenting thing. Like it's changing my whole idea of it. You always have an idea of how you're gonna parent your kids,
right.
and then you have them, and you're like, oh man, like, I mean, it just changes. Like
I
once it
remember
actually
growing
happens.
up, my mom would be like, one day when you have kids, you'll know. And I'd be like, well, I won't be like that. And then now I'm like, yeah, I like that. Right?
Yeah.
I'm exactly like that.
I'm exactly like that. Because I've come to realize that these kids, with my experience with my own children, when you give them that stern voice and you like raise your voice, it does scare them, but then they don't have the confidence to speak up. If they're in the wrong or in the right, they don't have the courage or the confidence to say, hey, I did that because this is my reaction to this. But I've noticed that when you whip them, that don't stop them from speaking, right? But they're able to express and tell you, hey, I only did this because this is what happened. You came in here and you didn't even ask the question. You just started whipping everybody, right?
Yeah.
So then it gives them that confidence to say, I can still speak up even though I got this whipping. I'm
that
not,
don't stop me.
Yeah. So that's
man.
what I've seen in my kids, right? And there's times I'm like, you know what? I should have just screamed at you and raised my voice at you then.
You're teaching your kids how to fight.
Yeah.
But I'm a fighter, mama.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
So,
I love it.
Yeah, that's what I've seen with my kids.
So we're here today. We've got all these toys in front of us.
Yes.
600 plus toys, or 600 plus families, 2,000 plus toys. What does it mean to you to be able to give back to the community?
I think it means a lot because at one point I was that parent too, right? Where it's Christmas, you have to make a choice. Do you get these gifts or do you pay the rent? Do you buy the food, right?
Yeah.
And so the struggle is there. Even though, yes, all the bills are paid, and these kids, they look at you, you go to work every day. Where's your money? Right?
Yeah.
I want this, and and it was really hard. Yeah,
I get that so
it
much.
was really hard. They're looking at you like you go to work every day. Where's your money? Now my oldest, he is 30. He finally understood that. He's like, Mom, I am so sorry. I understand where all your money went now because I'm broke now, right?
Yeah.
So
and they don't get it until they're older.
Don't.
Because I definitely didn't get it until I got older, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And then not only that, growing up when our parents couldn't give us what we wanted, right?
Yeah.
You see the commercial and you're like, oh my goodness, I wish that's what I got Santa Claus. You write letters to Santa Claus that never made it to him, you know? And I remember I was in third grade, and there was a college, I think it was Bethel University.
Yeah.
Um, one of their program, the college students would sponsor that grade level, and they sponsor our grade in our school, which was third grade, and you get to write one item that you wanted. Man, I wanted that Cabbage Patch Kid,
Yeah.
and that's what I wrote on there, and that's what I got, and it made me feel so good. Like I finally got something that I asked for, right?
Yeah.
And so giving back to the community make me think about when I was a kid and then as a struggling parent, you know.
Yeah.
And you don't know. I know that sometimes you look at one small item, but the kids that've been waiting for it, that one small item goes a long way.
Yeah.
You know, a long way. Even though they know their mom picked it up or their dad picked it up, or even though they don't know who gave it to them. It was like I got to open something, and that made me feel good, you know.
Yeah. That's amazing, man. Could we do this? Could we go around and say one gift that you always wanted that didn't end up getting as a kid? As a kid, like I'll start. All right. As a kid, like man, like I always wanted like them sock and boppers,
Oh.
but like we never. I don't know. We always just got like toys that whatever my mom's like social worker brought us. And so like when you said like to ask for to put something down on the list and get that, like man, that hit home so much because I was like, man, we never got to choose like anything. But like I remember as a kid like just wanting these things so bad, and they always had the commercials on the TVs with the siblings like punching each other with the pillow gloves, and I was just like, man, I want that so bad.
I think for me, I got mainly everything that I wanted, right?
Man, okay, yeah. Then she got the Cabbage Kid.
Cabbage Patch Kid, you know.
Like there were no toys I didn't.
Yeah, there was no toy. You got Barbie. It's because we had friends of the family also, and then there was churches.
Yeah,
and so usually if you're working
you must
with
have been to
someone,
a nice church.
yes. It's actually it was a Hmong church. You know, it was a United Methodist church on the west side of St. Paul.
Man, I was on the wrong side of town.
So I think I got everything over, but I do want to share one thing. I have, making my kids, and I didn't realize that one of my childs, they wanted the PS for so long, right? And my dad did buy them one, but my second to the youngest, he has a developmental delay, so he got happy and he stuffed a whole bunch of discs and it broke that PS. So we didn't get it fixed because when that happened, that was out of the warranty.
Yeah.
And so I promised them I'll get them another one, but I was transitioning jobs, and then the relationship that I got into, I never got them this PS, another version of the PS.
Yeah.
So last year I ended up purchasing PS5 for this child. And the ones that didn't get a PS5, but my oldest, he did win one on a raffle, so he didn't get one. But all the boys, so I got it for this particular son as well. And I come to find out that he's been waiting for this PS for the longest, since he was like 13, right? 14 there. And his girlfriend told me, it really touched him and he cried. So I realized that even with this small toy drive, there are older kids that they want something, or they may have wanted this item for so long they didn't get it. And I told him, I said, it's not that I didn't want to give it. It's at that time I didn't have that money. And then it felt like at that moment that wasn't like a priority item list that you would need. I know that was a want, but it wasn't a need.
Right.
So
Oh wow, I love that. That's beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Daddy favorite toy as a child.
I feel like I'm so spoiled because
you guys, man.
I was.
You have older siblings,
Yeah, and the thing is, my parents. So they try to they like to go out and they bribed us, right, to stay home. So I would have older cousins who were like 15, 16 who would babysit us, and they would bribe us with toys. So they'd take us to Toys R Us and let us pick one toy so that we would be good, right? So we'd stay home. So like I didn't grow up wanting, of course I wanted stuff all the time. Being a kid, you always want stuff. but I didn't really want anything. I think the thing that I wanted was a room so that I can keep all my stuff together.
Yeah.
But because we grew up, there's 6 kids, 4 bedrooms, I always had to share my room and, you know, and we'd always fight over stuff. So yeah, I think it was just like my own personal space to have all my toys so I can make it messy and play. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got your personal space now, though, right?
I do. I do. Now I do. At 34 years old, I finally got my own.
Got it. Yeah. I still don't have my sock and bop.
I do find it really interesting, see, when you mentioned about your parents, you know, bribing you, taking you. I remember my dad used to take us to Goodwill. And on the days where, at that time, it was like way back in the 80s, we'll take the city bus, you know, and this particular Goodwill, on a certain day, they would have like this 25 cents, right, sale. And my dad, when that comes, my dad's like, you can get whatever you want, you know. And me and my brother, who was just a few years older than me, we go and we would like grab unnecessary stuff because it's 25 cents. And he said, you could get whatever you want as long as you can carry it. I was like, this is heaven.
Oh, you know, that's amazing. Do they still got those 25-cent days?
No, now you know, inflation now, everything changed.
It's like $1 now.
It's $1.50 now.
Yeah. And then now it's based on like color code tags. So certain days it's this, you know, you get half off or whatever. But
but Goodwill's expensive now.
$3 at Goodwill.
Yeah. And I told them that I can't wait until I'm a senior so I can establish that. You know, I got a few more years, but you know. I think I got about 6-7 more years. And I'm like, I'm going to go in there with my card. And I'm like, yes, I want to register myself now.
Give me my
get all the discount. I remember taking my dad even before he passed because I was like, Dad, we're going to Goodwill and you're going to use your discount on us. Okay. I'll be your translator.
Too funny.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us. Yeah, we appreciate this so much. And like I think you guys are doing amazing work here at BAM and with today. Like, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
I am really happy to be a part of BAM as well. And I was really surprised when Wanda offered me the job. I'm like, yes, no more, you know. And it was really funny because she was like, you know, you have to do your payroll stuff so you can get paid. I'm like, oh, where do I find that? Right. Because we were going through some family stuff as well. And she's like, I sent it to you in the email, so go look. And I finally got it done. And she's like, so you're going to get paid now? Because at one point I'm like, what am I going to get paid? And she goes, oh, did you do your paperwork? I'm like, oh no. So I'm really happy to be a part of BAM. And thank you for coming to share this story of ours.
Yeah,
so
thank you for sharing your story. I think a lot of our listeners can relate.
Yes.
You know, so thank you so much for sharing.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
You guys
Tria.
have a great morning.
You're the best.